What's up, guys? Well, I'm getting fancy in here. Here is your weekly battle report. My opponent is Dom with Siege 2, taking a Grenadier, Triumph, Trencher Commandos in the UA, 2 Trencher Express teams, Trencher Infantry, Trencher Long Gunners, Trencher Long Gunner Officer, Captain Maxwell Finn, Commander Ashton Hitch, and 2 Trench Busters and the Trencher Blockhouse. I am playing Naresh with 2 Mammoths, a Splatterboar, a Pharaoh Brigands, and a Pharaoh Brigand Warlord, Paingiver Beast Handlers, and Paingiver Taskmaster. Naresh is subbed in by Zadesh there. So with the roll off, Dom wins and is going first. And cut to the action. And so Dom starts with his power up on his 2 jacks and starts running up this closest unit. Here, I apologize for that massive sound in the background. That is the molding machine that we have there for making small molds for terrain and stuff like that. Should probably get some trees in there so those forests look a little bit more like forests. Alright, so Dom's just running most of his infantry up here. That little token that I put down is prey for the brigands. Trying to do a little bit something with that forward unit. It has stealth, so can't really do much until I get up there. So this first turn is just a bunch of running for Dom. That is really loud. I did not think it ran this long. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you get really involved with the game and don't realize the other sounds that you have. So my plan for this was hopefully drifting some good AoEs all over the place with the 2 Mammoths cannons being AoE 3s and getting a D3 plus 1, hoping to have fair amount of shots put out.
He'll use his action to give them
Brisbane puts up a hill.
Give him Hallowed Avenger. Pick on 2 and jump for 1.
Now, I hope this is a little bit better than my last battle report. I do notice some errors with this camera angle. For one, the models in the background will be... Really, I did not think that thing went off twice. But anyways, the models up at the top there are a little bit hard to see, so I'm still working on that. Got myself a new tripod that I'm going to be using this week for my game, and then that will be posted. And yes, Dom takes a long time to move his models. That is such an annoying sound. If it happens again, I'm just going to mute it. I don't remember if it happened again. Yes, and this unit comes up and pops smokes. Dom spacing them out perfectly so that the AoE 3s don't overlap, but touch, which will still block line of sight behind them.
You listen to my first thought.
And checking to see if everyone's still in control area range.
Like literally, my house has been like a non-stop parade. So just go hide in your hole. The problem is, the walls between my hole and the rest of the house are very creepy. Fair. All you but these are very loud, half-deaf old women.
And yes, I was having supper. It happens. Don't blame me. I'm hungry. Look at that belly. You can tell I'm hungry. Okay, there's a lot of talking and not enough play. Right.
Oh, you whenever you're ready. Oh, my turn.
I forgot that Tom passed his turn to me. So, checking ranges there on the Mammoth and that. I do knock the camera a little bit over here. And Mammoth activate, or the the Brigands activate and run. Just trying to set them up for the next turn. Expecting them to kind of hold out here and take out most of that unit.
No, but I have a seat that lets me repo everything and dig in.
On the bottom there.
Yeah, you know it. Of course, I can't sit down in there, isn't it? How I've always done it.
Then their Taskmaster runs up just to give them no sleeping on the job so I can keep on rolling tough rolls. And all the Brigands were in her command area, so I didn't have to worry about any of them being knocked down. Next, I activated Naresh, cast Lamentation, and advanced him up behind the Taskmaster,
Oh yeah?
and then threw Blur up onto the Brigands.
Ooh. Then you put blur on the unit.
Just to protect him from all that trencher shooting. You'll see how well that does during Dom's second turn. Next, the Farm Mammoth advances up and takes some shots towards the unit that made the clouds, missing.
I can see that one.
And checking to see if they had stealth, and I could still see. So shooting my first shot there, I think I rolled a maximum amount of shots for the mammoth. So obviously the shot drifts, but I get a nice little drift there on top of another model. Be right behind the forest. And I believe, yep, I make him tough, but he's knocked down. Unfortunately, Gravediggers, they all have rise. So fire another one, the same target. It drifts off a little bit.
Like that, yeah. Right there?
Hits one more guy. I think it hits the guy directly to the right. Dom's right, not mine.
Third shot, same target.
Third shot to the same target. I fail to exceed armor. This drifts a little wonky. I think it still lands on top of him. Kills the guy in the cloud. Then shoots again. Drifting. And hitting another guy that's in the clouds.
Front guy, we got it.
And fails his tough. I think I need like 7s to kill on a drift.
Which guy?
And then I put up his animus.
6 inches, I get either ranged or melee. And
also, Hallowed Avenger will proc on him. Not that it matters. He's just gonna get a 3-inch repo.
okay.
I just put a little power token next to it when it happens because that guy died.
Okay. And he's gonna rile him up.
Then I move on to the next mammoth. Getting him up into that forest there. Just to try and avoid some bad drifts onto my brigands. And
How many shots?
shoots at the stealth, which auto deviates. Oh, and I get 2 shots from this one. Exciting things. This one drifts a little bit, still hitting the initial target of the attack. And
Second shot.
Deviates off the same guy. Cool.
fails to exceed.
No.
Shoots at the same guy and drifts.
Other way. That guy.
And clipping the guy up front.
Got it.
Dealing enough to kill him, and he fails his tough roll. And then I rile up the mammoth
So who's actually the caster?
and put
That guy.
up counterblast. So both of the mammoths have counterblast up on them.
Or caster. Plenty of shit that costs that the spell when there's a war caster.
Cygnar, turn 2. I am wrong.
Okay. Unlike their air conditioners are heating. Heaters work perfect.
Agonizer moves up.
With what?
And then Beast Handlers. Now it's Cygnar turn 2.
Yep.
With Rise, all of his trenchers that were knocked down stand right back up. And the blockhouse brings back 3 trencher models.
Okay.
And the
They
other guy.
sacrifice their
So, all my hard work in the last turn was for nothing.
Sure.
But one less person to activate this turn.
We'll drop it. He gets a token, he gets a token, he goes up to max.
This turn is going to hurt a little bit for me.
Okay. He takes his out of activation shot.
Okay.
Triumph takes an out of activation shot, shooting
I can see him.
towards a brigand, I believe.
Take it at that guy.
Alright. Defense 15.
15. Anything else special on them that I should know about?
Just blur. They have plus 3 defense.
So I need an 8. We're at 7.
AoE?
No.
And
Used to be a weird-
misses his shot.
Okay.
Is that a defender or is it
That's a try.
Oh.
That's why he gets his out of activation shot.
It's been a long time since I played Cygnar Kevin.
So he moves up, trying to avoid triggering counterblast from the mammoth there.
There. There. There. Let me take a look. So he is gonna dig in.
Okay.
Now question, they can't dig in, right? That would be probably their combat action. Because command digging is an action. Is that considered a combat action? Can it still dig in?
I think it still can dig in. It just
We'll go with it and Max can correct us later.
And we were just checking a little thing on the dig in, because the trencher model return sacrifices its combat action, but dig in is just a star action, so we believe he can still dig in.
Stop, no sleeping on the job.
And he starts shooting the one brigand at the top, and that brigand toughs.
Alright, 3 dice, need a 10. That's a 9.
Shoots again, hit and misses.
Gonna move right there.
Moves up the Grenader.
Those are long gunners, aren't they?
High position windows. Move into the zone, dig in, and fire at that guy.
Okay.
And deal.
And then starts using his back trenchers to start picking off some brigands. And that one fails its tough.
You killed him, sir.
He's doing 2-man CRAs.
I'm gonna lob an AoE at that guy.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be short. Okay. Black is
Then shoots into the brigands and deviates.
AoE 4 crown him.
Quite far over and hits another brigand. Forces a tough, which she fails.
So,
Take it up for him, Jim.
what is the range on there? He's gonna move up, give them rerolls on the combined range attack,
Okay.
and then they're gonna go. They can all now see through him because of some whatever that's called.
And
Tactician trencher.
Yeah.
the one trencher solo comes up and makes trencher models able to see through each other. So that trencher at the top there
No.
is able to be
Him and him are gonna fire him.
is now as if he wasn't there.
8 plus 2 is 10.
Dumb meant to me that he kind of placed that one trencher
12.
in a bad spot.
Tough.
Okay.
Shoots the closest brigand. Oh,
Gets a
toughs.
reroll from it. Hit.
Shoots him again.
Okay.
And
So these
he
two are
is
done.
failed
These
as
front
tough.
two are gonna shoot that guy. Same deal. Hit. And stop.
Shoots another brigand,
Okay. You got it.
which fails as tough.
And that's that. We're gonna move on to this side now.
And he's not able to see anymore.
Maybe this guy. What do you think? Probably not.
Behind that.
Okay.
There's other unit.
Now the fuck ton of shots here. We're gonna go with these two.
Shoots
Okay.
into
Start.
that brigand at the bottom.
Hit. And tough check.
Tough.
Same two guys.
He
Hit.
makes his tough.
Tough check.
Puts another 2-man into it.
Tough.
And he toughs.
1, 2. These two.
Another 2-man into it.
Tough check.
And he fails his tough.
Someone was bound to kill him.
One tough piggy.
That it is.
I love the.
What's this thing?
That is the leader.
So he's not. That's the. So is that like the leader? That's the officer.
Yes. He has 2-inch pole arm. That's the.
Don't we all wish we had a 2-inch pole arm?
No, that'd be terrible.
Look here. For their size, that'd be perfect. It's not perfect, but like, it's a big deal.
That would be painful.
Likely.
For any female.
Likely. Okay, now it's questions. What's their armor? Like, so actually 14?
Yeah, they're on 14.
He's just asking questions about some of the models. Trying to plan his attacks accordingly.
Charge. Should get most of what I want. Well, probably. You'll go. Do I have too much focus? He's gonna move up. He's gonna give them Desperate Pace.
Yep.
He will cast how out of him? Him. Okay. Scary. Anything else you need to be doing? Probably not. Okay. He'll just sit there.
Okay.
Like he does. So now they can go and can charge for 9 plus 2 is 11 and a half. But they won't charge, so this is move. So it's move for 8. So he's moving here. Okay.
And he moves this unit up. They are able to move through the forest with Pathfinder granted by an ability.
They don't write.
4, 3 inch. He'll go here. Actually, yeah, he'll be right like that. He doesn't have counter whatever the hell, right?
Yeah, he does.
So you chose not to do it there.
No.
So. They're gonna move. In ways to not disturb
Moves the rest up, trying not to
people here.
trigger counterblast.
I got it.
So we'll go with something like that. Okay.
Just to be clear.
They make their attacks.
So we're gonna start here.
They have grievous wounds on their weapons, so
12.
Just 12. Okay,
don't
okay.
believe I make
So
any
five
tough
hit, 'cause my
tough
seven.
rolls here.
And an anatomical precision, sir. What he did there. He now gets a quick work shot.
Yep.
What the hell's that?
That is a Taskmaster.
What does it do?
No sleeping on the job.
And he's trying
Got
to
3 pain.
determine who he should shoot with his
Main
weapon,
one
his
is
gun.
pain driver on these guys, which is +2 strength.
We're gonna shoot it.
Okay.
What's the defense?
It's defense 13.
Need a 7. That it? How 10?
Stack on this guy.
Cool. How 10?
Yep.
Enough for a tough check. It's a gunshot. Good. Okay. He's gonna go? Yep. And he's gonna fire at him.
Okay.
Actually, no. Same guy. Fucking. Yeah.
He
You keep
shoots.
stack pawning though, right?
Yep.
Dumb. We're gonna shoot at him.
Okay, he's 15.
Well, I mean, I can't shoot anything else. You know what? No, we're gonna shoot at the fucking.
Beast handler?
Yeah, why not?
13.
We're gonna shoot that guy in the back.
Alright.
So I need a 7. Hit. Out 10. Like we did. He's gonna go and smack him.
Alright.
He needs a 5 or less hits them anatomical precision. Then he's gonna shoot that Beastmaster. I think you should see him, right? Kevin, you have 6 black dice?
Yeah, one window under the table or somewhere.
Hey, wanna...
Don't Goofy.
And keeps weighing his options here to see
Okay.
what he should do. I always given a dice back there by James.
You okay with that?
Found one of mine on the ground that I dropped earlier.
He's gonna shoot at him.
Yep.
Because he's not in melee anymore, needs a lock. That's not enough.
Actually, where's your 2 inch?
Oh, he's in melee with him? Okay, well he's just not shooting. He's gonna smack that guy. Should have happened first. I'm dumb. Hits a 5, anatomical precision. I will
Promote?
Sure. He gets a shot now.
Nope. 2 inch.
Him.
Oh, he.
What's he? An inch?
Yes, he's only in
I
it.
think I'll be out.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, you meant that.
Here I thought he was talking about another model getting a shot
13.
off.
Yeah,
Why I placed the leader where I did to try and circumvent that, but still was able to get a shot off.
Just a hit. And definitely did. He's gonna shoot at that guy.
And he's shooting at some of the beast handlers in the back.
I can see him, right? Yep. I'll shoot at that guy. So, yep, he got 9. Why not? We got one last guy that can possibly shoot anything. He's not engaged, right?
Who?
That guy. I can't see him. I don't think I can see him, so it doesn't matter.
He's
Okay.
got a 2 inch.
So they're done. They're gonna repo.
Okay.
And that unit repositions, putting them in a little bit better situation there.
He'll stay where he is, and put you back. And I forgot to just move him in general. You just move him that way, and then reposition another 3. And then
That guy moving was the guy returned, so I allowed him to move and reposition that guy.
Sorry, who's
what?
Two car?
Party City at Argyle has a rainbow dash
that a
section
formation?
in one of their aisles.
Okay.
It's like an easy 4 feet wide, straight up and down. It's all rainbow dash.
That's fair.
None of the other ponies seem to be represented. Yeah, we'll get them close enough for that. Well, they're all there. Okay. Yeah, the camera that close is much better, Kevin. He's gonna move.
Triumph then moves up
Right there.
and tries to take a shot
He'll boost the hit.
down the field.
Hit. How 15 on 3 dice? I think he's dead.
Killing a beast handler.
Likely not. Over there.
And these guys at the back coming up, including Siege there.
Let's see where he is.
Dom knocking his models over.
No.
Yeah, all you, sir.
Alrighty.
And passes the turn.
Give him back my beard.
Oh, do you mind if I just shove this next to Siege?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. It's literally next
Shove
to
it to him.
I'm shoving. Actually, it's not going there. You're dumb though.
It's going.
It's not coming out. I just
He couldn't fit it where he shoved it.
It's one of those things where I didn't put it out for a reason, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot to put it out, and then as I was putting it, I was like, oh, I know why I didn't put it
Oh,
out.
I forgot. I didn't put it out for a reason.
So I'm gonna let blur drop on them. And
Why would you ever do that? How 90% of the unit's dead and engaged.
and I suffer 1 damage point to upkeep the spell on him.
Cool.
So I let Blur drop on this turn after leeching my fury, and I also
Things are dying.
take 1 point of damage to upkeep Lamentation on Naresh.
Oh, look at that was actually there.
So I'm gonna actually end your
Turn.
So I just want to
What?
try and clear up this area a little bit.
Then she's going to.
Cool.
Defense.
16, so.
Need 9.
Oh, okay. Nope.
Starting with the worst model that I could try with, the Taskmaster.
It's a POW 10, and if I don't kill you, you can't move.
Fine.
I thought whatever hit doesn't do you make you stronger.
You know it.
But that is the prey. I will that unit next.
The 2 guy?
So he's going
Then I activate the 2 Brigands, which is the leader and the Warlord.
he becomes max 8.
Need them 5?
Got it.
Cool.
It is a POW 12.
Okay, just tough check. Which guy?
The guy
He is tough.
Hitting the one guy and making it tough. Knocking him down.
Warlord is gonna go. And he's
Not what I really wanted.
shoot at him.
Stealth.
Oh yeah.
I activate the Warlord and check for stealth.
Second throw.
I'll let you take your first one too. No, you forgot. I don't think.
I'll shoot at this knockdown guy.
So
And
9.
shooting at the knocked down guy.
Got it.
What's the power?
Hitting and
14 on prey.
forcing it tough, which he can't make because he's not knocked down.
I'm gonna shoot that guy in melee.
So 17.
And making it second shot
Mm-hmm.
against the engaged model.
Reroll for your guy.
Sorry, who's
Missing. And hitting my own brigand in the back.
Sorry, he's right 11 now. Standing still.
Still misses the first shot. That was 17, but yeah, close. So you probably hit your own guy.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
He did roll. I was gonna be
That
like,
was
snake
the-
eyes still totally
No, no. I mean, he's engaged, right? So it's not like it's a dumb deal even at that. But
Which guy was
actually,
shooting at? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's that. That's a dumb deal.
how is 12?
Mm-hmm.
So dice minus 2, so no.
And failing his tough roll.
I don't think you're at the stage of the game where you can afford to kill your own dudes. It happens though. I mean, you have to take risks. So
Yeah.
I think I put you in a position where you have to start taking risks.
company is working on that dark rifle.
Yeah.
Which actually finished filming.
Yeah. And it's all puppets.
Well, I mean,
Is killing the beast handler like a good move? Like, is that annoying? Like, is it like
Activate the beast handlers and
I'm base to base +2 strength.
gotcha. But you can't
trying to
you can only
get
do one mouth
them
with the man.
finagled so that I can try and enrage both the mammoths, but the mammoths are just a little too far apart for my unit leader and my one model that's left
Unless
in
the
that
base
unit.
stuff won't work, but
Well, the base base won't work, but I can still.
So I kind of sit them where they can at least be effective.
makes sense.
I'm just checking out some things on some of the models there. Moving the splatter bore to try to
For lucky shot
throw in lucky shot onto the mammoth, and we're gonna try and smack that dude in front of him.
Then smack the guy in front of him.
Okay.
you gotta get your kit action game on point, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Victor has a model somewhere.
Yeah.
Again.
That's 5.
8. Look at that.
And I'm sure he's an old skull, he's probably bigger than
Hitting him, and no, he doesn't make his tough. The mammoth advances forward, gaining 3 shots.
Down the line we'll see, they seem to be doing scope for all of them.
Oh, are they?
And his first shot is going to be him.
First shot's going into that model in the zone,
Must be what?
hitting and killing that model outright. Failing the tough roll. Second shot's going into the other guy in the zone, hitting, and he fails.
Third shot going into him.
Or
Anything with the ball?
makes his tough, and then I shoot him again to get him out of the zone.
So that's it for him.
Nope. He's going to spend 1 to replace his the animus on him.
Then he switches lucky shot to counterblast. And the other mammoth charges up into that group. Placing down a token for the model because my tusk on that mammoth is just at the perfect height. And
Melee swing.
attacks with the tusks first.
So the guy's fence hidden under the fucking 7,000 ton elephant. So he's just defense 13.
13 max 6. I'm going to boost the charge my cup.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for Ace of Pentacles?
I boost the
What the fuck are
tusks.
you gonna be playing on that? War Machine?
Pawn. Pawn. We're playing pawn.
Well, you guys are old enough to remember when that game came out.
Hit.
The guy,
critical hit.
The rookie, I really thought, I was like, okay, this could be really good.
Hitting and getting a critical throw off of the tusks.
So he'll contact this.
My favorite part was,
But you have to pick how far, right? It's half the roll. No, it's half your strength directly away. Isn't it? Okay, go ahead.
Which ends up throwing him into the Grenader and another trencher.
So, he's probably dead.
But like I said,
He's not. He won't survive.
strength 50.
Dead. He's dead.
Killing both the trenchers and
Never find shit.
On the jack.
2 dice. Straight dice, I suppose.
dealing a fair bit of damage to the Jack's 6.
4 to the 1.
Cool.
Sorry, the 1. Then I put the left and right fists in each into a trencher there, killing them both. The one I think I had to buy another attack on.
So, left fist into this guy.
None of this is a problem.
So you right one for the charge? What do you think? Gotcha. Okay, 13.
13 hit. 7.
The only thing that's wrong is the half of an axe with what it's pinned on.
Other fist into this guy.
Cool.
Got it.
Finally got around to pinning on the end of the staff of my
So
Northern
we'll
Elder, or my Northern
Buy a
Shaman.
fist into that knockdown guy.
No, it's the big guy with like the ice staff.
Throw a counter
The
blast.
big old guy can catch. He's a solo. And his staff got broken, and I fixed him. I did a lot of work. I tested him. But and then I realized I never used this guy.
That's fair.
I should use him. Except he really doesn't do a whole hell of a lot.
Alright.
That's
You're in here somewhere.
He's gotta be. I know. As a known view, you probably already said one of these straight and I got.
I do really like the CID mammoths. Their rules are just fun. Especially that POW 20 that we can make with them. Which is quite a scary threat in its own right. I mean, it's a POW 20 initial shot, but it's only AoE 3. I think the AoE should be a 4-inch, only on the star attack for it.
Boost to hit.
Not me. Second one I will buy again. Or
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
I do a silly thing with Naresh here.
there we go.
Naresh charges up,
11. You alone.
missing his first attack, but hitting and killing with the second attack.
Squares are units, right?
Nope, squares are.
Then he casts Cyclone to go into the forest.
Where is the solo?
No, solo deployed. The Warcaster score is
Remember when this was easy?
Yeah.
But he
Well,
does
it was
make
never easy for me. I could never
2
get it.
attacks on
As soon
those
as I started getting a handle on it, it
But that's
changed.
the troll window, right?
guys in the forest.
Thrown into something and you either work.
The guy in the
You
forest
don't
and the guy
fucking
on
care
the
about
other side of the forest.
Keep swinging until that arm falls off, buddy.
Correct.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll grow back.
There you go.
The flag is more a concept than anything. Or zones? What are you talking about? Zones?
He's going to spend 2 to cast
I'm
Cyclone.
operating in a free zone fashion towards my post-zone goal.
And I thought that Naresh would be safe here, engaging those 2 standing in the forest.
Let's see, if I throw Blur up,
I thought about putting Blur on him, but that only
I will be
helps him if he's getting shot at.
No.
The correct answer here is yes, but I still have +8 defense. Like a 15.
No, I was seeing if I could get Siege in to just hit him in melee and knock him down and be like, where's your deflection now?
Just like that one time I left Wrath completely open and Max was like all charged with
Whatever the fuck it is.
the not the Cage Ranger, the other one.
The other one, the
Demon Mode.
Demon Mode.
Haha! Killed him! Dead. Oh right, I remember that. I killed him again. He's dead. Killed
But
him again.
I
He's
kept
dead.
Lamentation up
Okay,
just
once the dudes get back up,
to see if
all the dudes you just killed get back up.
That's always
I could keep Brisbane
Yep.
I'm trying to be
a
within
little bit
Within an inch.
on his heels.
Okay, a little bit more maybe.
So Cyclone, when I end my movement, I make an attack at all in my range.
Do it.
And Naresh is
Who you
fully
use
in
that?
that forest.
So first one will be on her. There. So 8.
Tough.
Hitting his target, knocking him down,
So you get to make 2 attacks?
and hitting the second guy.
Oh, it's like a flashing blade thing, gotcha.
Yeah. Hit.
Tough.
And knocking him down.
In fact, just
Didn't get a kill out of the cyclone.
They get a 6-inch movement too.
Oh, don't forget that you have to attack your guys too. And you have
There's
to-
no one left.
There's no
Cygnar brought guns, there's no one left.
Okay, has anybody actually seen the picture on Booker 2's card?
Is he just frothing at the mouth? He is frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, but look how tiny his head is.
It's okay. Small-headed people exist.
I don't know if Butcher
Is
qualifies
that it?
as a small
That's
headed
it.
person.
So-
I score 1.
I get 1, 2 because of the
Yep.
unit,
Oh.
and you can't contest.
I can't contest.
And then 3.
And I score 1 point for the zone, and Dom scores 2 points for 2 zones and his solo on a flag.
He goes back to 5, and in fact he will drop his little mountain there. Okay. Not needed. He is going to go up to 1. This is going to give
Oh,
me
I
2
might be
guys.
right here if anybody wants to see them all too.
The blockhouse brings back 2 guys.
Power token. Power token. Out of activation shot
Yep.
at your board.
Letterboard. He is
Triumph does his out of activation shot,
Out of the 5. How 15?
hitting
There's off 1.
Okay. Boosted because of Siege's bomb. Okay. 3 to the 4. Oh, wow.
dealing 3 to the 4
Yeah, also
on
just
this
five.
splatter board.
Yep. That's fine.
damage as he uses these things. Probably not that much. Not as much as I'd hope. In any case. We're gonna do the easy things first. Does he have counter thing
Yes,
again?
counter blast is up.
Is it only once? Like,
Yeah, I
Like
only
a
get
one
one
time.
shot.
so he's moving there? You want to hit him?
Dom. Running up the unit.
He's moving there. Would you like to hit him?
Nope.
Okay. He's gonna move there. Move there.
I will take my shot there.
You do it. He's just gonna move here. Alright. So, counter blast shot again.
And I decide to take my counterblast shot on the unit leader.
Rat 5.
8. Right. Yeah, you took it off for counter.
Yep.
Counter or whatever the hell that's called. Nope. Deviations. Not gonna go very far.
Direction 4-1.
Still just
It misses,
six.
but
Reroll.
falls short.
Really tough.
Nope. Okay. They will also mini feed.
Okay.
And
And will mini feed. Are they
not dealing damage.
No.
Technically, no.
Solo US.
They'll mini feed on the board. Why not?
More.
Sure.
More.
Oh, it's melee range is 3, you said.
And starts
Yeah.
taking
I
shots.
was trying to keep these two out of 3.
You see that new t-shirt, the
You know what?
dwarf cube with the one side?
They're mini feeding for that boar. Okay.
What's that?
They're mini feeding for the boar. I'm not touching it.
Okay.
He's gonna take a shot at him, but it's going to be a grenade.
12.
So goes up to rat 8 because of prey, basically. Yeah. Objective hit. A POW 14.
Dice off 4.
Or dice. Dice? For 7.
Take your phone forward.
So he still has 1 box.
Lovely. He can't do shit. He's gonna take a shot at him. He's rat 9.
Takes a couple of shots at the Taskmaster. Or the Warlord.
They're not gonna bother. They're gonna rush. Do you have any?
The Warlord
No.
takes 1 shot, which does 3 damage.
He is currently.
And the second shot does about 9, killing him.
They need a 9 to hit you in melee?
Yep.
No, an 8. You're bad at that. 8. Yeah, it hits you. Power 9.
How 9. Dice off 6.
Perform. He's gonna try to hit you.
Well,
The ones in melee try to attack Naresh,
Okay.
not doing any damage to him.
Now, if I hit you, you can't do anything. You just stand there. I know you get a buffer plus your speed next turn,
Yeah.
but you can't do anything else.
No.
So we're just gonna start fucking Okay. What's his armor?
20.
20? Okay. That'd be interesting. So he's gonna go first.
Yep.
He's gonna give them rerolls on when they do multiple attacks.
Okay.
They literally all see you, all 11 of these guys.
No, you can't see a giant freaking
Clearly. They hit anything but double 1. How 21?
Oh, +1. Oh, wait, all of them are shooting at once?
Literally all of them.
So,
That is
all of his
19,
trenchers
21.
do a combined shot onto the mammoth
Yeah, because they stood still. So they hit.
twice. The trencher long gunners.
Reroll one.
And
That's way more.
they hit.
11 to the 3.
and then there's an objective.
The first one doesn't do too much damage. The second shot does 11
Yep. He's gonna shoot it.
Yep.
And it's
to
gonna
the
triple one.
3.
Hit. How 14 is off 6. For 1 to the 1.
So,
Cannon's gonna go
the
shoot
flag,
it.
one flag is centered, the
Hit.
other flag is.
How
20 to
15?
the 15.
5. Turn off. When you were in a power 11. He's gonna go. Take
And the
2
two-man unit
Stand
shoot him,
First shot will hit. How
putting
15?
a couple more boxes of damage on. leaving him with 33 boxes, I believe.
Third shot. 7 for 3 of the 4. He's gonna go take a shot. That'll hit. Power 14 is off 6. A bit better rolls. If he has focus too, that's what makes that really good. I need to play him closer. Play him too far. Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad.
He's gonna move here.
Stupid.
It is.
Stupid.
Yep.
I love it.
I'm back on the continent, so yeah.
Woo! He'll take a shot at him.
The blockhouse shoots as well as one of those ogre.
You're not immune to fire.
No.
No.
Optics? Yep. Forgot that anything. All good things.
No.
Do you... Do I don't see who wants strength on the table?
I'll let you go first. Probably over this turn. 'Cause I'm gonna score 1, 2, and 3, and I did a thing. So
No.
I just
Are you gonna... Or is that mean that's like nearly dead?
this
Yeah.
one's nearly dead, but I'm contesting, so it doesn't. He won't score it.
Oh, okay.
He'll take a shot at the boar again to try and redeem that terrible shot that he took earlier. He will hit. How 15 was even, right? Or all plus 1 or
-1.
minus 1. The flop to the 3. Not much better.
Everything else is advanced before.
I'm gonna win at the end of this turn anyway, so he's gonna jump for 5.
Brisbane moves up, jumps the wall, and walks up to Naresh, and
7.
spends his whole stack to attack Naresh.
I think it's 15. Yeah, 15.
Dice.
Gets an extra dice because he jumped
Yep.
I'm 4 points short of having another.
for 14.
That's way more.
You don't want to train?
Oh, yeah.
I guess technically you can't to that guy. I don't know. He's not fully there.
I transferred 2 of his big hits away,
This guy.
Cool.
Giving him a tall.
able to survive 2 more hits, but then get killed.
Mine, eliminate, can't be knocked down, missing. Mine, hitting, house 15.
Eventually.
Mine, hitting, house 15.
So it's all fun and games
Four.
until you move in on the assumption that one is the other.
Yeah.
And that's
Mine.
I believe Naresh was on 1 box when he killed him, giving the Cygnar victory. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more content, please remember to subscribe. See ya!